some of the open looks that, oh my God, who you guys play? Indiana had, wow, last 2 games ago, or on Tuesday. You know, we saw on the broadcast JJ and whoever the guard defender was kind of talking through it. I know it's not absolute, but, you know, did you want to be higher on some of those? You just want to talk more?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, that's what we're working on. We always want to be up to touch. You know, we did say a little bit of a green against Kelsey Mitchell when she was getting us in the yin and the yang and playing out of it, but it's just early pick-up, so the screen's a little higher up so we can make better decisions in this. But usually we're an up-to-touch team defensively as much as we can, and then building a wall behind it.
Is that conditioning or JJ getting reps back? Some of that is that being able to
you know, JJ's, you know, she's not always up to touch anyway, even last year. But you know, we just try and encourage it. But JJ's pretty good. I mean, she's probably not as up to touch as the others, but we still want her close to impact the screen and not just let them set it wherever they want. But it's been an emphasis all season long, and it's more, maybe the first one's okay, but when you get into the next one, it's the discipline that gets back up there.
Niara's status? Seems like she didn't practice today.
No, she had an individual. I mean, she's allowed to get treatment, and the luxury we have a lot of depth at the moment. So we're thinking big picture. We want to make sure that she's feeling 100%, and you know, she feels okay, but let's not force it back right now.
Fair to say she won't play tomorrow or Saturday?
I'm sure. We'll have a chat after this. Like, she had a good individual before. We just didn't put her in any kind of live stuff today.
Is playing back-to-back out of play or so?
Yeah. I don't know. Back from the hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know until we have a meeting post-training. I really don't know about you know what it all looks like. But the luxury we have is we have depth. So we got a lot of games coming up, and that depth is going to be really good.
How happy are you just to see Izzy not only contribute for the team, but also I was talking to her, like, this is going to be the first over 500 team she's been on. She's really happy with the environment, just her season kind of as she continues to play well.
She's been great. Like, I've you know, drafted Izzy a long time ago. I had a trainer too, so I had that. But she's just a professional, and you know, we came in and just like, okay, we're just adding depth to it. I think she's healthy, she's comfortable, and you see her experience when she's out there. She trusts it. She knows what she can do, and she's been great. Really, we've been really happy with the way she's playing. That I didn't have to go back to JJ at the end of last game because Izzy was doing so well, and you know, both ends of the floor, and that's, you know, we have confidence in her. She has confidence in herself, and I think that goes a long way.
Have you started to watch film of Emma and how she might fit, or are you digging back through old ECAT tape to watch how she fits with JJ and Stewie? Like, what are you?
Well, look, I know Emma, so I've coached her. I've coached against Belgium a fair bit, and I think when she chose us, she saw where she could fit because we do play Brianna Stewart at the point guard. So I think they just play in the right ways. We play selflessly, like we have been, and we're moving the ball. Emma's going to be Emma, really. So she'll be in pick and rolls and all the stuff that we do, and we'll use her ability as much as we can.
Any questions about JJ's potential availability for the back-to-back, or you're just?
I think she's good to go. I mean, it was nice. She got in foul trouble, so I had to take her out. So she only played 23 minutes. So I think that's great. I mean, I don't want to, you know, just focus on beating Phoenix. They've beaten us twice, so I think let's try and win these next two. I think that's important for us, and but still getting her in and out. She's still getting the conditioning back. I don't want to get her too fatigued because that's when things can happen. But she'll go back to back. I don't know how many minutes she'll survive back to back. We'll see.
Speaking of Izzy, you spent time with her in Phoenix in her rookie year. You talked to her after the last game. She says the difference between you from back then to now, you're way more assertive now. Is that assessment?
Yeah, no, probably. I mean, I got I can't even remember when she came in. I'd been there for a few years. I've experienced players, and I think I was assertive there. But with age, you just get way more assertive. My team's probably even better than what I had back then. So, so back then you probably have to mould them a little bit and encourage them and keep them confident. I'm just an older coach.
There was a lot of talk in the NBA Finals this year, like, wow, this Thunder Pacers series is some of the most physical basketball we've seen in a long time. Not that the WNBA hasn't long been physical, but some of the playoff series you played in the last couple of years, do you feel like this league is at a peak or just at a unseen level of just physicality on every
Yeah,
play?
I think so. I think they're letting things go a little bit more. I mean, last year I think during the year they were calling more. This year, and then in the playoffs it was no one's blowing anything, which is fine. But you just want consistency. I think that's the biggest thing that we talk about. I don't mind physicality. I'm used to that as a player when I played all around the world because they allow so much to go. And but just being fair. If it's illegal, it's illegal. The physicality and like blowing shit up and all that, illegal screens, that should be called. But it's okay. And I liked the last game. Indiana were physical against us, and we know that's what teams are going to do. I thought we handled it. We adjusted well in that second half in particular because we're going to get that every single game.
Do you think there's anything specific, like how that might affect this team in terms of pros or cons or things you're good at?
Yeah, look, I think, I think we can handle everything, but it's making sure we play smart, which we did in the second half. The first half, I thought we didn't move the ball and we didn't, we tried to outbeat them with their toughness, whereas like we still play smarter than with ball movement and our cutting and our spacing, and it takes away. But making sure our defense physicality went up, so that helped us to get out and run and get some easy stuff.
A couple of guards. Sabrina got blown up on a couple of screens, and Leo, we've seen over the last couple of years, she's really aggressive trying to get over. Was that just some movement on the perimeter by the bigs, and is that a point of emphasis that you'd like to see just for protecting players?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If they're illegal, they're illegal. I mean, sometimes I thought Boston had a few illegal screens in there. Holding in here, getting caught. They weren't getting called. Those ones they annoy me because that's when it can get injuries can happen. But just being fair, I think it's the physicality is fine. You might get a blind pick and you run into it. Okay, that's fine. It's where there's a little bit more tilting and sighing, and I don't think they're seeing that as much as they should. But as long as it's being consistent, I mean, what can you do? It's when it's inconsistent that annoys me. I don't mind playing tough, but let's do it both sides.
You guys will have to make a roster change if and when Emma comes, right?
Yeah, I suppose we have that decision to make when Emma comes, so I'm trying not to think about that.
I guess, do you message anything to some of the players on your roster right now, or is there something you want to see from them, or have you?
Yeah, look, the hardest thing for it's a luxury and it can be a curse, couldn't it? I have so many players that I could play, and it's very hard to play them all. But in the end, it's a team, and we need everyone, and everyone just needs to be ready and know that they're valued, because you just never know. Like now we have a full team now, but before we had we're trying to find people to play. But they can just control what they can control and focus on that, and being a good teammate in the process.
A DNP the other day for Beck, who's been a big part of you guys recently. Has Steph come in and supplanted her, or do you want to get a look at what Steph offers?
No, I mean, you need to have a look at Steph. We didn't know Emma was coming when we signed Steph, so but you need to have a look at her. We like to play big, strong player here. She only played 4 minutes, so I wouldn't read into that too much. It was matchups. Beck didn't play because Marine was playing off, and Beck hasn't been great on Kelsey Mitchell, so we went with getting the right defenders on our matchups, and just like you guys, we have analytics too, so data.
Tough matchup for you guys the last couple of years, Alyssa Thomas. What makes AT just so singularly difficult to match up against?
Look, I mean, she's so versatile. She's got the ball in her hands a fair bit. She's a great passer, but she can get into seams and finish at the rim. But look, she hasn't had JJ. I think that's probably one of her hardest players to go up against. So I look forward to having JJ out there as well. And but what we can't do is if she's going off, we can't allow everyone else to go off with the scoring. So I think her and Semi have a really great combination. But now they're they lost last night. They're trying to add all these pieces in. It's easier said than done. But we just have to be ready for all of them. But AT, she's just she knows how to be effective without scoring, and she usually gets a triple-double every game.
Well, so they've got the challenges of integrating all these pieces, but then you have the challenges of not having much tape on all these players together. You watched that game last night. What were your takeaways?
Make sure I watched that. That was my evaluation, and we know how they want to play, what they're trying to do, and then it's more about, in the end, we have to focus on what we want to do. How do we exploit that? And I think that's the most important thing now. We have respect for them. They've beaten us. They've punked us two games. So it's an opportunity for us to play better. We weren't at full strength, and neither were they. But JJ is such a big piece for us, and Leo. So happy to have them both back.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Andy.